Hello there. Here we are for another round of Front-End Mentor. Hope you enjoyed the first video. Still getting very much used to this recording, talking, and doing the code at the same time, but it's a learning curve for all of us. But today we're going to look at the preview card component, this one here. A little bit more in depth than the first one. This one has some responsive elements that we're going to have to keep in mind. So we're really going to have to be cautious and conscious of how we lay out the foundations of the HTML. So let's just get straight into it. So what I'm noticing already is this how it's going to be broken up. I'm going to add this down here. So it's obviously going to have one main div broken up into 3 cards. So we'll just do main again, like we did last time. But we're going to have these sections for each of these divs. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create one first, and then just duplicate that 3 times. And we're just going to call this card container for a universal styling. But then we're going to do a second one, and we're going to call it sedan container. So then we can just target that specifically later on down the track. And I'm noticing that the content is broken up into 2 distinctive divs. The first one being the content with the paragraphs, and then the button being a separate one, just so it can have that stretch effect, so they all sort of are aligned across the page. So what we're going to do is I'm going to do div, and this is where we'll put the images. Yeah, okay. So this is an image, followed by a h2 tag, and that's sedans, and then content. So the content is right here. And we'll do button. Learn more. And that's pretty much sorted there. So what I'm going to do is copy this 2 more times. We'll name this one SUVs. Sorry, that's luxury. And this one SUVs. And then we'll copy all this content over. Get the luxury one in. And there we go. So we've got the 3 right there. And we'll go ahead and add these images. Okay, so we'll do an alt tag of sedan image. Luxury image. No, that's not sedan, that's SUVs. My apologies. And this one, sedan image. Perfect. All right, we're halfway there. No, we're going all right. Okay, so we're probably gonna do mobile first. So we'll just have a look at the mobile view. Okay, so it's pretty straightforward, just like all the rest of them. So we're gonna do the styling here. Box. So as always, we're gonna do the width of 100 dynamic view width, height, 100 dynamic view height. Background color, we're going to do white, I believe. And then we're going to do display flex, center, align items, center. We'll do a padding of 15 pixels. Alright, so that's looking pretty good. Now we want to add these background color for these separate cards. So actually, I'm going to change this SUV card. I'm going to change this to card. I just think it sounds better. So sedan card, SUVs card, and luxury card. So this is basically just going to be the background color. We're not going to change anything else in this one because after this, they're pretty much all the same. So we want to get these three here, and we'll just chuck them here for now. So it's orange, dark cyan, and very dark cyan. Okay. So we get rid of that. There we go. There's the three. And there's also a border radius on the whole thing. There's on the main. I'm going to say overflow hidden, just so we get that, so we can see that. There we go. Okay, so 25 is too much. Let's go 15. Beautiful. We don't have any content for sedans. Okay. Alright. Well, I'm going to have to write that one in. Fine. And excellent. Sorry about this. Honestly, I should fast forward this. Economy. L4. Next trip. Perfect. So just going to format this real quick. So for a Mac, if you do Option Shift F, just formats that code, makes it a little bit more readable. Okay, so now we're going to go into each card. Not each one, we're going to do a universal card container. I'm going to add some padding to these. Only like 25 pixels. Honestly, that looks pretty good. Maybe a little bit more. Hey, let's go 30. There you go, 35 pixels. And we also want to add a gap to these parts. You have display flex, flex direction column, justify content, space between, and then we're going to go align items, stretch. Okay, that'll make sense a bit later on, but right now we don't have to worry about that. And then I did forget one thing here. So for this card, we want to add a class of card content. That's just so we can style the inside of them. Okay. This will be display flex direction column again. Put a gap in there. Okay, and so this. Okay, this is what happens when you use display flex. It spreads across the whole page. So just to avoid that for the images, we're just going to go 2 pixels. Yeah, sure, we'll do that. And we're also going to do card container the button. Just alright. And then we'll also do a gap for the container. Alright, it's looking a little bit better. Also change the color to white. Because I think, yeah, they're all white. Alright, so now we're going to go in and change these headings. So the headings for the H2 is this big shoulders display, font weight of 700. So I'm going to just do we also want to transform the text to uppercase. Perfect. And for the P tags, we want to do Lexend Deca for the font family. And font size weight 100, I think. And then font size is 15 pixels. Alrighty. So let's look at the mobile design for now. Okay. Alright, so what we're going to do is we'll do these buttons, which seem to be pretty big. And it's also got a border radius. There we go. That actually looks pretty decent. If we look, yeah, that's not bad, honestly. I'm actually quite happy with that. Probably not that wide. Maybe it's like a 125. Yeah. And then what we want to do is grab each of these specific individual cards. I'm going to change the color to match the background. Like so. So we'll do that like so. Then we'll get the third one in. And honestly, that's looking pretty good. Now, there is a bit of a line height that we have to deal with. And there seems to be an issue with the font weight of the decker. So if we, yeah, I potentially didn't include Lex and Decker. Okay, yeah. Okay, so I made a quick little mistake. So what we're going to do is go back and get this font weight. So we want 400, I guess. Yeah, no, it's there. I don't know why it's so thick. Just seems a bit thinner. It's alright. Look at the style guide again. So primaries, yeah, we got the primaries. Transparent white. Okay, so the paragraphs have a transparent white color. Oh, there we go. Okay, looks a little bit better. And honestly, that looks pretty decent for now. Probably add a little bit more size to the H2. So I'll go tutoring for now. Yeah, maybe like a 1.8. There's also a bit of lettuce spacing. Maybe like a 1. That looks pretty good. And I think this gap is also a little bit bigger. Wrong one. Card content, yeah, right here. Yeah, that looks a little bit better. Okay. And now we've got to think a little bit about responsiveness. And also this button could potentially use some changing of font. Font weight. I'm going to change it to bold. There we go. Okay, so we got that font in. And that's looking pretty decent in my opinion. Let's just look at the desktop preview. And the mobile. So the mobile's looking decent. There's a little bit of a line height that we should be adding. It's maybe like a 22. Maybe a little bit more. 24. Yeah, I'm quite happy with that. Okay. So now we're going to look at responsiveness. So for that, we want to do a media query. if you're not entirely sure what MIDI queries are, it just basically tells the computer that at a certain screen size, just change some of the settings. And sometimes I forget the syntax of what it actually is, so I'm always just going back to see how to write things exactly, so there's also no shame in doing that. So what we're going to do, we're going to do a minimum width. So basically what this is when the screen is going to be at, we'll put like 600 pixels, then we implement these changes. So for this, what that means is it's going to change from the flex direction from column to row. So what we're going to do is we're going to change card container. Yeah. Row. And we're also going to put a max width on this. Which, to be honest, I don't know right now. So we'll just put 800 pixels. Okay, so that was not the right one. I think it was main. It's main, isn't it? No. What is it? Yeah, it's main. Okay, so. Oh, there we go. I'll just change this flex direction to column. And we'll do a max width. That's not going to be 500 pixels. 700, 800, 900. It's not looking terrible. We'll see what the breakpoint is at. Okay, so the breakpoint's there, which isn't bad. That's not a bad breakpoint. But the body is a little bit, doesn't seem to be center aligning. Okay. And at this point, it's just about, I guess, just pixel pushing. Yeah, just basically just pixel pushing. Uh, a lot of all of the front end mentor challenges have a Figma file that you can look at, and it gives you every pixel by pixel exactly what it should look like. But for this, it's just, yeah, it's not. Like honestly, I'm pretty happy with that. I'd be happy just to submit that. We might add a little bit of padding somewhere. Actually, the border radius is not that sharp. That round, like a 10. What else we got? Look, I'm pretty happy with that. For a full screen, that'd be all right. Yeah, might add just a little bit more gap to the cards. See how that looks. Well, that's looking pretty decent. And I think there was an active state. Yeah, there is. Okay. Oh, there we go. So there is an active state for the buttons. So we can have a play with that. So the active state basically just gets rid of the background. So we're just going to put a border on this, 1 pixel of white. And then what we're going to do is we're going to add a hover state. And we'll get rid of the background. And we'll also do cursor, pointer. Yep. And background, none. And also I think the font color goes to white. Yeah. And also do a transition. So we'll do it of like 0.5 seconds. We'll see what that looks like. Nice. So there we go. We got some hover states. A little bit more this time. I'll upload that and then we'll see how that looks. That's what we got. I hope you enjoyed it. Uh, let me know what you think in the comments if you have any troubles, or let me know what solutions you had. I'll see you on the next one.